Good afternoon, this is Stormcastle, and because it's Halloween, I want to make sure I get one of my horror books out and get it done, so to share, enjoy. This is, if you don't believe in ghosts, Ghost number 39, with from June 1st, 1975. The cover is by Dominguez. Louise Dominguez. I really have to work my pronunciation of Latino names. Okay. So, it is, if you don't believe, Ghost number 39. I've enjoyed some of the best stories we've got have been out of these ghost books. I've enjoyed them. I think, unfortunately, this is the last one that I own right now. I only own 4 books. So finding Bronze Age horror books are really quite hard, and I've not ever seen any of these Bronze Age books in super great condition, because again, I remember back in the days my friends and I would have these books, we'd read them and we'd trade them back and forth, like, oh, you got the new book here, and so these books quite often have seen lots of love. And you can tell this one here, it's got a tape cover here right there. It's seen better days, but you can tell it was a well-loved book. With that being said, oh look, check it out. Superman, the Spy. Deals with the Hostess fruit pie ads. I gotta admit, I miss seeing those in comics. They were a staple in both Marvel and DC books, and I do get mad. So, that being said, we're going to get into it. It's, in his lifetime, no man in England was more cruel and heartless than William Darrell of Lillithcote, England. Yes, even in death, his evil reputation earned him the gruesome title, the most hated ghost in England. A phantom afraid of other phantoms? Brr, I've never seen anything so horrible. Don't pity him. That's William Darrell. For his crimes, he must flee from the other specters for all eternity. Get away! Stop tormenting me! Art is by Cruz. A spendthrift in Westerl, Darrell had lost his family's fortune gambling with his cronies. Our child is desperately ill. He needs money for doctor's medicine. You're gambling away. I'm entertaining my friends. Will you never leave me in peace? It's not fair. All of our money, even our home, here at Lillithcote was part of my marriage dowry. Yet you're throwing away while our child may be dying. The woman, the law. Anything you brought into this marriage becomes mine. When I became your husband. I believe he was, Cruz. It was in the last book we did. With the Conquistadors. I believe he did the art for that. It was 2 nights later that his rage reached its peak. But Will, I'm your wife. This is your child. You can't drive us out of our own home. Can't I? I'm sick to death of your sniveling and whining. Go back and take the sickly brat with you. I never want to see either of you again. And that night she wandered through the storm. Don't cry, my dear. Soon we'll find some place where we can stop and rest. And it was days later that they found her, far across moorland. Poor woman. Never saw her before in my life. Heaven knows where she came from. She and her child must have died from explosion and storm. Well, last thing we can do is give them a decent burial here at the crossroads. May their poor souls rest in heaven. Darrell knew nothing of their deaths and cared even less. When asked about the disappearance of his wife and child, I haven't seen your wife and child lately, Will. They're visiting some relatives in Wales. The child's health, not at all sure when they'll be back. And good riddance to both of them. But one dark and foreboding night, eerie visitors appeared at the mansion doors. Lucy, what are you doing here? I told you never to come back. Why'd you drive us away? Lillithcote was our home. How could you do this? You are my husband and the child's father. How could you be so cruel? Get away from me. I went right through her. She's a ghost. But it couldn't be. There's no such thing as specters. I have had too much to drink. I must stop the swilling. It's been infect my brain. He slams the door. That was the beginning of Daryl's torment. For in the days that followed, the accusing phantoms pursued him everywhere. I gotta say, this is some really good art. See, our Cruz, it said he did the Conquistador story, and I really think he's got good art. Sorry, my hand's shaking a bit. Until at last, his defiance collapsed in a flood of fear. I've had enough. This place is cursed. Whether she's a phantom or just a figment of imagination, she gives me no rest. I must leave. He goes out to his horse. Let her have a little coat. I'll ride to the other end of England to escape her if I have to. Oh, look. When you sink your teeth into when you're hungry, when you're not just aware of Slim Jims. Perfect for the Halloween theme. All night long he rode, flailed by his own terror. Faster, faster, the cursed woman could be following me. Then at last, in the dim light of dawn, he felt a sense of relief through him. I must have lost her back there. In the night, I'm free of her, free at last. But where am I? I don't seem to know this area. I must have wandered off the main highway in darkness. I'm in luck. Here comes somebody. I can find out where I am. I can find lodgings and a stable for my horse. But in the next macabre moment, a fearsome apparition emerged from this. I knew you'd come someday, William, the babe, and I were waiting for you. Lucy! Thrown from the frightened stallion, Daryl was hurled against a nearby tree stump with deadly force. Crunk. It was later his limp body was found. Strange, by the way. By the way, heavens, it is at the very crossroad that we found that woman and child only a few months ago. Now the stranger had found his death at the very spot. With grotesque irony, he was buried beside the others. Whoever he was, his troubles were over. May all their souls find peace in the hereafter. But for William Darrell, there would never be peace. In this world or the next, for to this day at Lovecote, his frightened spectre flees the avenging phantoms. A ghost who's afraid of ghosts impossible? Not if the phantom is that of William Darrell, who bore the blood guilt of his own wife and child, and thus earned the title, the most hated ghost in England. Yeah. So, next, hope you enjoy that. This next story is called The Blossoms of Blood. I don't see the writing. I don't see who this is. But I gotta say, actually, this is some really amazing art. Say Everett there? Okay. Even in the flowers, say the Hindu mystics, there exist souls that bend to the kindness, souls that recoil from evil. A quaint supernatural notion, but maybe recently in the book, The Secret Life Plants, two scientists prove the flowers do react to the humans around them. But can either science or the supernatural explain the mind-shattering mystery of the blossoms of blood? December 1st, as the Pakistani army rained terror across the land of Bangladesh. So much for this Bengal loyalist. Tell your ancestors it's Colonel Hassan who sends them to you, and who commandeers your house as his headquarters. That was sharply done, Lieutenant. Have you gotten rid of all the servants? All but my colonel, he's a special case. Listen to the strange music. And he's playing music. Amid these lush, weird surroundings came a strange confrontation. Who are you, old man? What goes on here? My name is Lal, Colonel. This house is a humble gardener. These flowers are my friends, and I'm simply entertaining them. You see, Colonel, we felt you'd be amused by this lunatic who entertains flowers. Do not laugh, my friends, for plants have feelings just like humans. I always knew these Hindus were mad. Huh? Do my eyes play tricks? What is wrong with the flowers? Why do they move like that? He fears you, Colonel Hassan. That's why he recoils from you. Plants are the most sensitive of all living things. They know who are their friends and who are their friends and their enemies. Bah! More Indian fakery. One of you fetch some men to get rid of these plants. Have one, sir. What? Why? This room is perfect for my command post. Large, light, and airy, but belongs to my flowers, the friends. This is my home. They will die if you remove them. I will launch you. I'll kill you first. You are starting to bore me, old man. Ah! Hits him. In that moment came a sight that ruled them in paralyzing terror. Colonel Son, what is happening to the flowers? Why, they all seem to be shriveling up, dying. This must be more of the old man's cursed Hindu trickery. We'll never know, but Lala's dead. Bury this fool with his beloved friends and let them rot in the ground together. Yes, Colonel. Oh, that's a nice tree. Almost looks like something else. One thing. The dark, fearful thoughts drove Colonel Hassan out into the darkness. It's impossible. The old man was dead. He couldn't have been manipulating the plants, even if he could cause them to crack. Ah! The colonel has been shot by a Bengali sniper. Call the medical units. Shortly in the field hospital outside Khulna. How is he, doctor? Fortunately, it was a minor wound. All Colonel Hassan requires is rest. Come, Lieutenant, we must not disturb him. Colonel Hassan is a great Pakistani hero. To cheer him, when he wakens, I'll leave this lovely plant by his bed. Was it the deep-rooted, agonized conscience or some mystical, malevolent force that suddenly snapped the sleeping colonel awake from this? Where am I? Allah preserve me. What image did his fevered mind perceive to turn him into a screaming maniacal mass of horror? No, please, stay away. Don't come near. Help! Minutes later, in the nerve-numbing silence that followed, unbelievable. See that marks on his throat as if he was strangled to death. But the hospital was guarded on all sides. No one could have been seen without being seen. Respiratory failures, cause unknown, or the death of records of Colonel Yasir Hassan was indeed some weird plant physical mishap, or he suffered plant vengeance. You can't be sure of, can you? Unlike the Hindus, you believe plants have souls. Oh, look. Johnny West toys. I remember these back in the day. Had a whole bunch of those. There are these plastic bodies and hands and things that come off, and they were kind of cool. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to put this one up here. Let's sit here and bring the camera up, bring the comic more up. One moment, he was there, and the next, he was gone. How? Why? Where? Was his mysterious? What was his mysterious mission? In 2 states, blood-chilled, bewildered motorists started seeing the haunting hitchhiker. One night, in 1974, on the New York State Thruway, what are you slowing down? You're not gonna pick him up, are you? Oh, come on. We can't let him stand out in the middle of nowhere. But I'm frightened. All those stories I've heard about giving lifts to strangers. Nothing will happen, believe me. Look at him. Does he look menacing? Where are you headed for? Can we drop you off somewhere? A shrouded stranger answers in a hollow tone. I shall go anywhere. I have no particular destination. For a while, they drove on in this eerie silence through the drifting and swirling mist. Say, if you don't mind me asking, why are you wearing a white robe? Are you some kind of religious order? His question unanswered, the driver looked back in the rearview mirror, then pivoted his head to stare in horrified disbelief. He's gone. Disappeared. How could he have done that? I was going 70 miles an hour. I didn't hear the door open. He just vanished like a ghost. A car in the 70s. They just ordered. Zooming down the road at 70 miles an hour. Was this some sort of grotesque game? Yet other motorists traveling the same throughway, the same year experience, and during the latter part of the 1964, Oklahoma drivers were involved in a similar incident that left them in a delirium of fear. One on that Will Rogers Turnpike, for instance, I had to stop to tell you, officers, I picked up this here fella. I'm talking to him when I keep eyes on overhead, and suddenly he's gone without a trace. The weird account has repeated too often to be dismissed by a hard-nosed, cynical police. Shows them just sitting there and vanished. Yes, somewhere lurks a haunting hitchhiker who by some mystical ability possess the uncanny power to assume solidity and substance from his dematerialized form at will. We're on the lookout for this weird character. We'll pick him up when we come across him. Meanwhile, all you remember, it's against the law to thumb a ride and pick up hitchhikers. Does the world of the spectral and supernatural truly exist? You may scoff, but countless others in 2 states, how many others have gone unreported, will attest to the existence. I remember reading a book when I was in grade school back in the early 70s, one of those spooky story things, and there was a story about a haunted hitchhiker. I wonder if that's where this story, whenever they have the same kind of inspiration. See, where the soul, the man with the stolen soul, Stalker, the man with the stolen soul, a new breed of heroes. Oh, that looks pretty cool. I gotta find that. Beowulf, the Dragon Slayer. That's Stalker. Huh. Might be something interesting to hunt down. Yeah, I remember back in the day reading all kinds of good horror books you guys get in the library or a Scholastic book fair. In his last choking breath, Billy Heath uttered a cry that echoed across the years. The villagers had learned to fear his threats, and for 2 innocent Americans, the brush with sheer terror taught them to dread the Phantom Hangman. Art by Rico Rival or Raval. That toward midsummer of 1758, blood boiled to a lynch fever in the tiny English hamlet of Woodridgeshire. Oh my God! Is a man not entitled to a fair trial? You're no man, Billy. You're an animal. You hang me for crimes I didn't commit. For that I place a curse on you. Forever shall my spirit dwell here. Destroy any who sent for that scoundrel Billy Heath and his haunting spirit. Gotta admit, that is some good art, good stylish choice pencils. By 1969, little of Woodridgeshire had changed except for the forbidden legend surrounding the old hanging barn. I don't care where you young ladies choose to sleep. Only stay out of that barn if you want to be alive by morning. It's inhabited by the vengeful ghost of Billy Heath, hanged for a crime he said he didn't commit. Over the years, many intruders ended up hanging from Billy's very own rope. Brr, a haunted barn? You certainly know how to give a girl the shivers, Constable. It belongs to no one, so I can't stop you from entering. I can only caution you. Oh, thank you, Constable. We appreciate your concern. From the Americas, 2 girls on a cycling tour, Gladys Wayne and Meg Pearson, came opposite reactions to the weird warning. Gladys, what if there's something to this legend? Oh, cool it, Meg. Just because these yokels believe in ghosts, there's no reason to slam. Oh, God. It's no spirit you're observing, girlies, just flesh and blood killer who's shoot the first one you let out a peep. I recognize you from the newspaper. You're the Nate Wilder, the escaped convict. I escaped and forced to hold up here because they set up a roadblock. I was trapped here till now. Now you listen close, girlies. The police barricade is about a mile down the road. You're going to go there and tell them I want a vehicle, guarantee a safe passage. If you're not back within an hour, your friend will have a lodge in her brain. Oh, please don't hurt her. I'll do whatever you say. As the night brought an ominous, eerie stillness to the cottage, said, and tell them if I even suspect any trickery, I'll throw them her corpse. Now, girlie, we wait, and the Lord help ye. If we ain't far from here by daybreak. You're taking me with you? There we go. DC ad. First edition Justice Society. I'll enjoy some more first edition books. Fear sent shudders shoot down her spine, nipped at her heels. Almost as exhausted girl reached for block. Help! He's gonna kill her. Please, you gotta help. Hold on, lass. Calm yourself and tell us what you're talking about. Meanwhile, Gladys Wayne sat Riveted, paralyzed by terror she'd never known before. I'll never come out of this alive. He'll hold me hostage till he doesn't need me, then he'll shoot me. So I won't reveal where. Scritch, scritch. What's that? It's coming from the loft. Could be Fieldmaster, or maybe something trying to sneak in from above. We'll find out soon, girlie. If anyone's waiting up there, it's you. It's you'll stop the first bullet. What was it? What nameless terror was up there? The loft that froze for the mirror. Mother of God. Ah! Oh Lord, what's the beast doing to her? Gladys, he's hanged her. No. That isn't your friend, it's Nat Weiler. There's Gladys, what happened to her? Oh, where am I? It was after the girls were reunited that Gladys revealed an incident as mystifying macabre as the hanging itself. A shimmering apparition was hiding in the loft. I thought it was my imagination till its fingers reached out. That's when I fainted. It was Weiler. He reached for not you. Billy Heath's ghost has claimed another soul. Was it Gladys Wayne's fevered imagination, or did she actually see the spirit of Billy Heath? Whatever she no longer scorns quaint ghost legends. How about you? We got some things as more about men and monsters. And 204 Revolutionary War soldiers for only $225. Of course, the sale. Remember those things? I always saw those, but never paid attention to them. And that is the end of it. Sorry for the long. I enjoyed that. I said I really enjoy the DC Bronze Age horror books. These ghost books have been fun. I got to track myself down some more. I have another book I'm going to do called Forbidden Tales of the Dark Mansion. It used to be called Forbidden Tales of Forbidden Love in the Dark Mansion or something weird like that. But I want to get that done either tonight, tomorrow, and get it up before Halloween. A few days left. But anyways, this is Ghosts. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video, comment, tell me what you thought. What story you like best? Do you like this E.R. Cruz? He's the guy who did the Conquistador story in the last book. Do I still have? I don't think. Yes, from Ghost Castle. He's the one who did the Conquistador stuff from the last book. Still not put away. Tell me if you enjoyed these. Comment, like, subscribe, share these with your friends. I enjoy these readings. I'm trying to get better at my reading. I'm slowing down to try to make it. Sometimes I try to read as fast as I am reading it in my head, and it's one of those things that you never realize how fast you read your mind compared to how fast you're reading it with your lips. So, anyways, this is Stormcastle. I hope you enjoyed. If you don't believe in ghosts, Halloween is coming. It's here soon, and want to wish you all a happy Halloween. And again, like the video if you enjoyed this. Comment what you thought about it. What story you thought was best. If you think I should get some more of these ghost book, and honestly, I'm probably gonna hunt down more of them because I like these books. And subscribe if you haven't, and please share with your friends, because that gets more eyes on my video, and I like more people to enjoy this reading. Anyways, this is Stormcastle saying have a good one. Bye.